Now I'm just what you want. I look like you want me to, and I can't tell what's true, cause my world's made up of fake news, yeah. I'm realigning every facet of the space I'm in. I'm customizing all the curves that give the shape I'm in. I'm redesigning all of me so maybe I fit in. Now I'm not whining, but I fucking hate this world we're in. It's just not the kind of place I wanna be. It don't got the kind of rules I wanna see. I feel caught with no shot, so fuck not. Won't live inside your robot. Not like this, cause I don't think you really know who I am, or what I like, or why I don't fit inside your universe, cause I always come out feeling worse. No. And you don't know me, despite all your data says. These ads I confess, they must know I'm depressed, yeah. And I don't think like that, I'm not like you. Fuck you, I'm not a stat, I'm misconstrued. I'm taking my life back from all your garbage I scroll through. Not like this, cause I don't think you really know who I am, or what I like, or why I don't fit inside your universe, cause I always come out feeling worse. And I don't think like that, I'm not like you. Fuck you, I'm not a stat, I'm misconstrued. I'm taking my life back from all your garbage I scroll through. So I hit start like this, and the world loads like that, and I blow harsh with a kiss. I'm metamorphosing into a cat. Now I race around like glitch, find the time to look a name on Twitch, switching lights in my brain, yeah, Pokemon's got me bewitched. I'm fucking with fans, trying to make them glow, and we take pics like this, and I like the pics so much, I'm gonna pin them up home. Now they can reach me by phone, I am doing this on my own. This kingdom will be overthrown. I'm realigning every facet of the space I'm in. I'm customizing all the curves that give the shape I'm in. I'm redesigning all of me so maybe I fit in. Now I'm not whining, but I fucking hate this world we're in. It's just not the kind of place I wanna be. It don't got the kind of rules I wanna see. I feel caught with no shot, so fuck not. Won't live inside your robot. Won't live inside your robot. Live inside your robot. I'm not your robot. I'm not a robot.
I've come to the conclusion. If you go to a movie shoot and you're like, all right, I need some person that looks like they're into NFTs, I think I fit the role. Maybe we'll get a Netflix series one day, but until then, what's up? Welcome to another edition of XFeed. My name is Schiller. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, we are going to go through a whole bunch of different stuff from Bored Apes, Futureverse, the Senate hearings. It'll be very fast clips. All the stuff supposed to be rapid fire to make you have a good time while traversing what we like to call the metaverse, or it's getting rebranded to the internet, whatever you want to say. All right, from Gargamel, the BAYC CEO and original founder. Hugely thankful to everybody who helped us break the Guinness World Record. For anybody that didn't know, the world record was finally broken. They had 2 attempts at this. The first one, they were short. Second time, you know, woo, second time's a charm. They had Nick O'Neill at NFT Paris. And like the Choose Rich Nick guy that broke the artifact news, they did like the biggest gin and tonic. And what was interesting about that is that they did it with like the ape, Sprite, spritzers, whatever the hell that it is. And so we've gotten 2 Guinness World Records in a very short amount of time at a Bored Ape Yacht Club. So do with that what you will. Record for most players in a shooter on the other side this past weekend. Super fun and insanely chaotic. Excited for other side's next milestone, the always-on persistent world. So this is something we have questions about. Different platforms launching metaverse worlds. We're seeing ones like Portals. If you happen to use that, they're always on, but it's instances of different activities. Sandbox, the different plots of lands. What does it look like for the other side persistent world? Can you go into it? Is there going to be a lot more? Is it going to be just a different reskin of some of these other platforms, or will it actually enhance different toolings, etc.? This won't be our only major release this year, but it's a big milestone, and one we're targeting for June. We'll be putting Project Dragon on pause for a couple months so we can crush this release. So Project Dragon, I didn't realize that this was, I guess, their phrasing of it, but the events that they've done on the other side where it's like the shoot-offs are Project Dragon. So don't be expecting to see that chaos on your timeline. We'll have our always on social hub with achievements, trading, tipping, and transacting all on ApeChain. I saw a post today that was from Twitch, and it was about them now allowing streamers to get subs or tips even without getting partner or affiliate status. So if you don't get either of them, you couldn't make any money before, but now you can. So that's a question on, is things getting more accessible? Are what we're seeing on the streaming side when, we're up on Abstract here? Yo, Buffalo Space, what's going on? Again, right? We're over on Abstract here. That's cool. But is it already disrupting everything else? Or does Twitch just need more money? Features like Bubbles, Poker, and the Kodacam, as well as a range of ODK experiences from Bathroom Blitz to smaller games, and features that we've been methodically building out with a variety of different partners and community builders. And at the center of it all, the Nexus, the ancestral home of the Codas. So are Codas the alpha? That is the question. So, Adonis, I thought of this on my timeline. We got a character going on here. Stately Wayne Manor. Have you been to the manor of Stately Wayne? That's crazy, brother.
Yo, sheesh.
Hey, yo, 47. Appreciate you. Crazy. Okay, so this is an NFT game. Red flag right away or nah? No. See, these are the questions we have to ask. I'm done with Loot Legends, okay? After pouring 25,000 plus Topia, which is the Hytopia game. Originally, they were doing the Minecraft server. Now they're doing their own chain into this high chain game. I'm calling it quits. It had me hooked. The grind was real. Leveling up my character felt rewarding, and teaming up with guild members gave it the extra edge. Honestly, this dungeon crawler had huge potential in my opinion. However, after the play to drop campaign, traction plummeted. So this is interesting because yesterday and earlier in this week, we've almost had a theme on the timeline where people saying the traction is completely gone out of games that don't have or are no longer a part of like a play to airdrop. Yo, Pitch Dark coming through with the fatty 27. Have you ever been in the dark around Pitch? Holy moly. Sheesh. My man, 27. Thank you, sir. So yeah, I mean, Loot Legends was Highchain's debut game with its future uncertain. I'm left wondering how much effort the team will invest in publishing and scaling new Highchain games. So, I mean, I guess this is a question, right? For everyone that's building these game platforms, what games stick, what games don't, when resources go to something that's like, not that great, then you're like, shit. For me, it's time to focus on Hytopia content as well, which brought me to the space in the first place. Farewell, Loot Legends. Okay, so why am I bringing this up? Simply just for the fact that now you have a little bit of a backstory. It was one of the debut games on a chain that's recently come out as well, right? Highchain's somewhat recent. And yeah, they're kind of concerned about the future of it. Staley, my man Pitch lost the streak. Nah, that's tough. That's tough, brother. Robbie Ferguson, remember video games are counter-recessionary. And if you're only watching on audio, listening on audio, you'll see a chart that says video game sales in the US in 2019 was 43 billion. It then went up by 31% and showed a column the following year where it made 56.9 billion. Now, below video games, they have movies, and they're trying to compare movies to video games, and it shows that in 2019, movies made 11.4 billion, and then the year later, it dropped 80% to 2.2 billion. So back to his point about video games are counter-recessionary, just trying to highlight that video games do well no matter the year. So that's the perspective. Maybe everybody's going to come online. Guys, maybe we're going to make everybody come into the metaverse. How unbelievably concerning is that? Okay, let's continue, Pitch. Schiller stop stream. Nah, dude, we've been lying. Nah. Well, actually, hold on. No, maybe you're right. Yeah. I did kind of stop for a little bit. You're right. We got to make up for that, Pitch. Drew. Okay, so this is something that I want to package because I posted this post earlier, and I was like, it's weird because I remember this huge conversation around Animoca Brands, Futureverse, and this was supposed to be a massive partnership. I used to make a couple videos regarding that. Of course, if you go to my playlist on YouTube, you'll be able to see a whole bunch of different stuff from interviews to Futureverse videos to whatever the hell you want. And we'll get into the heavy metal one today. Of course, we're talking about heavy metal because that's on the timeline for whatever friggin' reason. But here's my post. Haven't seen many updates from Animoca Brands on their integration of Futureverse tech since this announcement, which we haven't. Is progress still happening behind the scenes? Because we have things that don't work. Super Bowl? Sheesh. coming on through. Yo, you're a legend. Thank you. Thank you. So is the progress still happening? Could their games and communities be the big pass partners that have been hinted at? So if you don't know what I'm talking about regarding that in specific, this is what I wanted to highlight. So there was a post from NFT Bro the other day. Shout out NFT Bro. And he was like, there's got these Think Agent things going on underneath Denver. Has anybody seen anything about it? And so I start rummaging through, okay, what's some of the things that I remember? And there was this post to memecoins.root, whoever that is, saying, yo, is this going to be a big catalyst for Phoebe? Talking about an application that's coming. And the response was, I think this plus the other stuff Think are working on could be big. Readyverse and Open could be big. Pass, which is Future Pass, but they're just calling it Pass to drop the future, probably to be more universal and a little bit more friendly. Less brandy, if you will. Pass partners are certainly going to bring lots of users. We have good spread of options for a killer app to emerge. So, this is what I'm saying. When they're like, yo, we got all these communities coming. Is it the 400 plus applications and whatnot that was through this? Because if you read through this announcement back in June of 2024, it says joining forces with Animoca Brands is set to accelerate the growth of our token ecosystem, including the infrastructure layer for content, connectivity, the root token, Asto token, and Silo for social and gaming oracles. And there's a couple of other things in here, and it says specifically, this allows us to leverage Futureverse advanced tech to deeply enhance our portfolio of over 400 Web3 investments with their Layer 1 blockchain and its suite of AI tools. So it sounds, yo, M. Dolly, what are we doing, brother? Yo, have you met my man, Rodney Mullins? Did somebody say Silo? Holy shit, they did. So this basically implies that 400 games are going to be using this. So then we have to sit back, right? With the bad hair, the NFT bro look, we got everything going on today. And then you say, is this like the Loot Heroes thing where it was like they got some games that were good for a bit and then it falled off? Or are these things all culminating together and different things are going to kind of, have fireworks at a little point? There's different perspectives to look at all of this. Now, of course, we brought the receipts. Because we made a video on this. And basically, I read what that tweet was, talking about how the token ecosystem was supposed to be supported from Animoca on top of all of this. So I'm like, okay. I think that's going to happen at some point, but when exactly is that going to happen? So yesterday, there is a huge talk at ETH Denver around AI agents, and this is from that Think Protocol team.
And it will go out. When I give it a task, it will go out. And if it doesn't already have the solution, anybody who's on the...
It's talking about AI agents, just to refresh, because the clip started a little bit late there, but it's just talking about use cases, AI agents, and everything around it.
These 3D files, and it will go out. When I give it a task, it will go out. And if it doesn't already have the solution, anybody who's on the Think standard, it will go out and find their agent and hire their agent to help me solve that problem. So I might work with 200 agents to solve a task, but I'm only interacting with my agent. And
showing an ape there.
Data. So here's just an idea of some things that are coming. And by the way, this is in browser, but it doesn't just stop in browser because it's your soul. It's going to go with you into the metaverse, okay? So this is a demo I don't think anybody's seen yet, but this is an agent doing everything. So this is an agent building out its own plot of land, okay? So it's deciding what it wants there. It actually, there's audio on this, if we can play the audio.
The agent's talking and it's...
Yeah, it made its own soundtrack. It's building its own world right now. It's going around and it's describing everything in its world. So the same agent I just had in browser followed me into the metaverse and also helped me build out my metaverse land. Does that make sense? Yep. So your soul has to go with you. It's not just in browser. It's going to need to go with you into the metaverse. Also, see that sword right there that it created and that goblin? That was made from mined resources on its land. So it was mining for me during the day, and then it was creating my land plot at night. And when we're not doing that, it's helping me run my business, right? So it's about to get very personal, and my kind of main, I guess, warning to you is don't sell your soul, okay? Because that's what's coming. And if you're about to hand over all of this to someone else, you sold your soul. Does that make sense? Like if you thought indoctrination and and data hacks and all that stuff was bad before, wait till you have an agent that is a part of everything you do, from running your company to building games. And we're excited to launch Souls very soon.
All right, so there you go. M. Tolly saying it's a Chat GPT wrapper. You're getting put to sleep by it. Sheesh. Also, don't tell Navi I got like the anglerfish. That guy's been bull posting that meme coin. I didn't mean to be the anglerfish today, but I am the anglerfish. CTO goes for it with the dramatic music at the end. Yeah, that it did. So, I mean, we're asking these questions about AI agents and everything else, and it's, I mean, I don't know, right? I need to see it. I'm curious. Watching some of these platforms launch and just like the different agents, there's one that responds to me all the time, and it's kind of funny to see it, but I think it's pretty decent. Justin, the SEC ends investigation into crypto exchange Gemini. Seems that everything's getting dropped over on that front. Very, very interesting. Big announcement for the Pengu ecosystem from Luca Nets. Penguins will eat at Abstract TGE. Yo, I'm not going to lie. We're over here doing this, right? Yo, Buffalo Dam, this is still around. I think I have high chain node running. Yo, sorry, I'm just checking that out now, baby. Hell yeah. Love it. Keep going back to that Shrek thing. We'll get to that in a little bit, if you guys haven't seen. It is all over the timeline. It's unbelievable. So, but with Abstract, I think it's cool, right? Like you're getting the points and everything else doing the streams. Like I actually really enjoy that. And so with the Abstract TGE, Luca Nets had this comment saying, Penguin ecosystem will eat at TGE. XP boosts are an additional perk that Penguins get if they want to participate. It's a 2-for-1 special. So this is all about setting expectations. This would be like a great thing to say on day one. If you remember, there was all this concern. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say all this concern, but there was a few hours where people started this rumor that Penguins wouldn't get anything. Now, they didn't end up getting anything when Abstract launched. There was maybe speculation around once that token generating event happened, that would be, you know, big airdrop, whatever the hell it is. And that didn't be the case. So arguably, people technically traded that correctly if that's what they wanted, but that doesn't mean the goods are not coming on that front. Dashbo, one of the new offerings from Yuga Labs, allowing you to do your ape in 3D and seeing this. Look, it's like a clay model. I think it looks absolutely fire. Love to see that tooling come out. Noonman. Pump Fun is trending to 0 at crazy speed. We haven't really talked about memes or Pump Fun a lot, to be honest. I know that they've been in the news, but I thought this number was wild. So the graduating token numbers are imploding. From last month, which I think that means that it hit like 70,000 or 70,000 market cap, that it would be graduated. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But last month, 24,000. This month, 11,000. Last week, there was 2,000. Now this week, there's only 517. And then just yesterday, there was less than 200. So it's showing a decline on that front. Maybe showing that interest is wavering just a little bit, at least in what was going on in that meme coin section. Today, I sold my entire heavy metal collection of 103 NFTs to Adam Weitzman. Do you guys remember heavy metal? The characters on the timeline. It was a play-to-earn game. People were paying thousands of dollars a day to try to get in the top 50 every single day for some of these rare NFTs. Of course, we all know that it kind of ended up over in the ways of Faraway. It's been interesting to see the communities clash in a weird way around that. But this guy's still buying big. It's been a long road since the OG Dookie Dash Insanity. Taking first and third and fourth was one of the highlights of Web3 for me. It was extremely close between Adam's team and I. A month straight of barely any sleeping memories with the boys. So this goes back to how they were fighting for that first place back when that was happening. So here was me mentally breaking down after playing heavy metal. People that play TTK, you think things are bad? It was way worse before. I'm throwing in the towel, you get it? It's been a week since Heavy Metal Forge has launched. I feel like I'm dying, and maybe people were right. Oh, jeez! So again, if you want to see that whole series, it's on the YouTube channel. If you go to the playlist, you got all the goods in there. But 103 Heavy Metal sales. Absolutely no one. Crypto Twitter every single day. Guys, are we in euphoria? Are we in optimism? Are we in the hope stage? This fire meme. I do see this every single day. And people are just like, what stage are we at? And it gets people to respond every single time. Okay, if you don't watch the government stuff, that's cool. But here's a clip from it.
Many members of the Senate were still trying to wrap their heads around what is a Bitcoin, what is a digital asset, what is a stable coin, what is a Howey test. And so now we've arrived at the point where we can move forward. We're on the precipice of finally creating a bipartisan legislative framework for both stablecoins and market structure. I hope we can get both pieces of legislation to President Trump for his signature this year.
So there you go. Not too bad. Yo, Houdini. So what happened to heavy metal? So heavy metal ended up getting sold or given away to Faraway. Faraway's launched some meme coins. They're still building out the game. There was supposed to be like a bigger connection between Yuga and them. I don't know if something happened, but ultimately people were grinding for the prize. And for anybody that didn't know, you have a lot of prize pools right now in Web3 where you're playing a game and you know exactly how much you are going to get. Back when the Heavy Metal Forge came out, what happened was people went crazy for it. The speculation was absurd because the number one ranked heavy metal, which they had these different tiers. Yeah. Oh, you had one. Yeah. So I guess I'm going way back potentially to well, do you remember all of it? And people were buying some of the rare ones thinking these were going to be so much better. And I don't know if there was any actual big perks with it. Could you vote more? I'm trying to remember about the ins and outs. But the point being is people wanted to get the rare ones to get most of these votes. And the entire system was social votes where you would vote on your heavy metal. And so you would think, oh yeah, people would just go in and vote for whatever one. And it was based on like what their forge looked like. So if the forge looked really, really cool, then you would end up giving them your vote. But people just paid for these votes off speculation that the prize is at the end, from the ape coin reward to having these very, very limited edition traits, because it was kind of the same as you have like tiers, but for this, it was tiers that would make you want the rare, because somebody could use like one of the worst and least rare, but also get all of these bonus points. So it'd be kind of funny that you have like the best components on like the least rare item, but people that paid up to have those more expensive ones, that's what they were going for. And yo, Drop, what's going on? How we doing? So again, just sharing more for the studio that's gotten some of the 3D apes out. I think this is really cool. Eat Insanity, love following this guy. Apparently he sold his like NFT group to Mintify, that's crazy. But anyway, says, what's going on? Guys, the adventure NFTs are doing absolutely phenomenal. We've been doing the RWA Segments podcast for quite some time. We did the interview specifically with Maddie. We were giving out free stuff on stream and people reached out in their Discord. Hopefully you guys got in on that free mint, because holy smokes is it doing very, very well. Shout out to RDL. I don't know if he's watching the stream at all, but I know he pops by sometimes, and I saw his ape in 3D as well, so thought I would bring this up. Fear and Greed Index to Extreme Fear. Holy smokes, what are we doing? All the way down to 10. I think this is getting everybody. There is genuine scare everywhere, and by no means am I, not also concerned. But it's crazy, like crazy, how fast everybody went from like, yeah, nice to yeah, no, we're good. Yo, we've ordered 5 McDoubles. We said that we were gonna get like 10. I'm tapping out. You know what I mean? That's the kind of situation. Polymo says, our ecosystem grows. We're excited to expand by integrating Polygon and IMX, beyond Polygon and IMX. Could Root Network with Future Pass be next? Okay, that doesn't leave anything up to the imagination whatsoever. You just say who it is. It's crazy. So what do projects like Fluff World, Party Bear, Cool Cats, Gauze Goblins, and others have with having their assets available in a rental platform where you can earn passive yield? So this is interesting, because I feel like people used to be like, yeah, no, we don't use that verbiage. You know what I mean, Mr. Gary Gensler? Yeah, GG. Yeah, GG. And then we're like, yo, passive yield. Okay. So then I'm like, yo, listen, respectfully. Has it been confirmed if the lender of the NFT lose their future score? Because for anybody that's holding future versus NFTs, basically the big point with them right now is that you get this score and you get monthly rewards for completing quests. If you don't have that, well, that's pretty bad. Or maybe I can rent from somebody else, because this is supposed to be for their strategy simulation game. If you guys have ever played The Third Kingdom, again, they got 3 different ones going on right now. That's what we've been grinding every single day. And I was like, there's no reason. So, like, do you lose your future score if you sell? And they said, we will double check with the Futureverse team. The utility may not be strong in the near future, but we will be ready as Futureverse ecosystem expands. So that's interesting verbiage. The utility may not be strong in the near future. Like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Like, I'm not necessarily funny. I'm just saying, like, yo, future score is the point. Like, yeah, what are we renting for if it's not for the future score? So, like, we need all this stuff. So anyway, yeah, we're waiting to see what happens on that front. I don't have a real game been grinding anymore. Yo, really, very interesting. Well, that's a question around some of these AI games coming out. Are people going to prefer the AI idle games? But Greg Hall, special delivery. Many thanks to Deep Objects, Puma, and Man City for my prize from the internal Deep Objects competition to design a new Manchester City jersey. So look at that. That's kind of cool. AI integration, more fan happenings, people talking, having a good time. Having a good time. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Walker World X Mooncats. I didn't know Mooncats did anything. Like, not to be disrespectful by any means whatsoever, but it kind of feels like Mooncats were that thing that was like CryptoPunks. And you're like, yeah. We're going to leave you do you because you're the art. You're the art in the space. I feel like I pulled my head out of Web3 for 6 months and there was like no game that seemed to float. I mean, there's a lot of questions, right? And I don't know if you were here for the very beginning of the stream, but that's what people have been saying. Like questioning certain things. If this game is only viable for the play to earn model and then it kind of dies afterwards, do we really like enjoy that play to earn? So we're excited to announce our partnership with Mooncats, the original on-chain cat from 2017, as pioneers of fair distribution and user customization. Mooncat Rescue helped shape the NFT space, and now they're playing a role in our newest upcoming experience. We've already added Mooncats to our store, so you can start collecting now. Nice. I got a couple of the eggs, so they're earning the points from that. Yo, if you're not following Mr. Whiskey Titan, this is Svi Weissel. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Svi Weissel. I brought up the conversation we had the other day. I think this is absolutely fire. If you're feeling kind of bored, if you're feeling, you want to learn a little bit, you want to have some thought-provoking conversation from somebody that's tokenizing whiskey and a whole bunch of other stuff from the US, we get into it within this podcast. If you check in the RWA Segments podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, or check out the YouTube description below. This one was a few weeks ago, so you're going to have to go back to that, but it was shared today, and I was like, I got to bring this up because this is fire. We're going to get to the Shrek thing in a second. Holy smokes, we're going to get to the Shrek thing in just a second. Here's what we learned from yesterday's hearing. Back to Cynthia Loomis. Here's what we learned from yesterday's hearing. Most digital assets are not legally securities under the Howey test. The United States is behind other countries in creating laws for digital assets. So they're saying they're behind, which I don't necessarily disagree, but I also don't. I feel like it's not talked about that much, right? Like if I was going to say, hey, do you know like what crypto's like in, I don't know, pick a country. I mean, do you even know like what it is for yours? That's the question. That's the question. So we'll see. And stablecoins will bring our payment system into the 21st century. Hello, AI agents. Now, speaking of AI agents, if you recall, we brought up earlier this week that the new avatar is opening with a scene that says, this movie is not made with generated AI. AI generations. Some kind of verbiage along that line. And if that is so the case, you have to think, all right, there's still a lot of backlash around AI. And so this comes out today where Shrek number 5 is happening. And people notice immediately. We have Donkey, we have Shrek. We have Shrek, we have Donkey. And then we have AI-generated looking Shrek and AI-generated looking Donkey. Now, maybe the Donkey's a little bit better, but people are immediately starting to post that. And then you can see in the comments, too, saying they aged. But is the way that they've done the graphics giving the sense that AI created it? Because it's not even that AI created it if you have the sense that it sounds similar, like a lot of people do with different music and whatnot. What is the question here? And my God, stereotypical NFT, bro. The hair's not working, nothing's working, but the stream worked today, and we got Buffalo Space in the abstract chat. Two of my favorite things come together, NFTs and whiskey. Hell yeah. So I'd love for you guys to be able to check that out if you were interested. And then there's some other posts here, and if you guys got any extra thoughts as we're wrapping things up, feel free to throw in the chat. One of them, so the SEC is dropping all of their investigations into crypto companies. We have the most crypto-friendly government in place that we've ever had. The president himself has loaded up bags of ETH, Sol, etc., and we're down only. It's a wild environment right now from what we thought was going to look good, and then it's just not the case. And also, Uniswap has added a fiat off-ramp. So it's powered by MoonPay, Robinhood, and Transact. It's got a couple different ways. I'm just trying to save this video, and then I'll bring it up. So it shows where you want to pay. You can do debit card, Apple Pay, Robinhood. They have some options. Transact has some options. Curious if this is only in the US. But what does this mean for exchanges if you can get off of the exchanges and go through a different medium? Does Uniswap then come out with an exchange? How exactly does that work? Is this the start of everything that's decentralized? These are the questions. These are the shenanigans. But that's it for this edition of XFeed. Thank you so much for coming on through. What an absolutely lovely bunch. Rodney Mullins, Armando M. Dini. Drop. Well, it's hot. Drop them like it's hot. Pitch Dark and Stately Wade Manor. What's Mtali doing? Unbelievable. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you later. Check out the rest of the stuff on the channel if you're on YouTube, if you want, or again, the RWA Segments podcast. Thank you so much. Drop Mullins. Peace.